So I just came from watching a couple of the Oscar-nominated animated shorts that made the cutoff to, you know, for the Oscars that happened last weekend, and the winner was Dear Basketball. But I thought it would be interesting for me still to go out there and see them because I had seen the live action shorts a couple of weeks ago and I really love them. Some of which I loved even more than many of the features that came out last year. So I went out to the theater, IFC Theater here in New York. So the first short they showed was Dear Basketball, which is the Kobe Bryant send off retirement kind of animated short where he discusses his childhood being a fan of basketball, all the way to how he ended up, retiring. It's kind of this condensation of his life as he's like writing a letter to basketball itself and how much he loves basketball and how much it changes, him as a person. It's, if you see any stills from it, it's made in this kind of sketch paddy kind of low like hand drawn animation that is kind of endearing in some way, and it was pretty good. I'm a big fan of basketball, and I grew up not necessarily being a big fan of Kobe Bryant himself, but with a lot of respect for him. And watching this short really gave me a lot of empathy for just where he came from and how he got to where he is right now. And I'm really happy that he won the Oscar. Although I did not think that his short was the best, not by far. Right after that was Negative Space, which I think was actually the best one. Negative Space is about, without wanting to spoil anything, it's about a guy talking about his relationship with his father and how they would bond over packing up luggage. I think it's a fantastic short. It's only around 5 minutes long, but it packs so much emotion in its minimalist style, and the animation itself is pretty impressive to watch. Definitely my favorite of the 5 nominees. When I was at IFC, they showed us 8 shorts. But of the 5, all of them actually, my favorite one is Negative Space. After that was Lou. Lou is a Pixar short about a bully who steals a bunch of toys during recess from the other kids, and in the process of doing so, he some of the toys kind of take revenge on him, and it's very fun. It's very lovely. It's very sweet. It's about childhood and our relationship with our toys, and just how strong that connection is. When we have, and growing up, everyone has some kind of everyone has their favorite toy, whether it's a kind of a stuffed toy or some memorabilia or some, maybe it's a baseball or something, or maybe it's a stuffed bear. But everyone has their favorite thing that they reminds them of their childhood and reminds them of their happy memories, and that's what Lou is really about. Next up is Revolting Rhymes. The Revolting Rhymes is a retelling, or I think it's an adaptation of a Roald Dahl novel or short story. I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty fun. It's this kind of reinterpretation of the Red Riding Hood and Snow White stories told from the perspective of a wolf. Don't want to say too much about that, but it's the longest one. I think it's around 20 minutes long. It's very good. It's very good. It's all the last 3 ones are all, I think, better than Dear Basketball. The only one that I think Dear Basketball might be better than. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I think they're all better than Dear Basketball. Dear Basketball, I think, was the worst one, but it's still pretty heartwarming. Revolting Rhymes is funny, quirky. It's a bit long. It's much longer than the rest, but then it's still, it has a lot of cool tricks in it, and it's very heartwarming. It's heartwarming and funny and shocking and good for all ages. It's great. Last one that was nominated for Oscars is called Garden Party, and it is a non-narrative short. and it's about a bunch of reptiles and amphibians having a house party at some strange abandoned mansion-ish place. It doesn't have any narrative thrust to it, but what is very impressive, and is very, very impressive about it, is that its animation is one of the best pieces of animation I've ever seen in terms of its in terms of its ability to recreate reality. It's so realistic, and some of the shots I was just audibly gasping in awe because of how amazed I was at how I was thinking that I was looking so carefully at the screen, thinking that it was actually shot on camera, but I think it's all animated, and it's very impressive. And just for its technical achievements alone, it's worth watching. They're all worth watching. They're all great shorts. The other three they showed were Lost Property Office from Australia, I think, Weeds from the United States, and then Achu from France. They're all not as good as the rest. Well, I think Lost Property Office is quite good, but the other two were not as impressive. But yeah, those are the Oscar animated shorts. My favorite one is Negative Space, followed by maybe Revolting Rhymes. I think Kobe's was the least impressive, but it was still very heartwarming, and being someone who's already a big fan of basketball and a big fan of who followed Kobe Bryant's career up to his retirement, it was very successful in giving that sense of warmth and love that he definitely had for basketball, and it's definitely helped by the amazing John Williams score. So yeah, that's the animated shorts. You should definitely check them out.